Thank you for listening to Shulchanaruchharav.com.
The verse pasuk of Adono-y Sefasaiy Tiftach Lasecha, which we recite prior to Shemona Esrei. Why is it said? What is its meaning? And what are various halachic matters that relate towards the recital of this verse prior to beginning Shemona Esrei? So the recital of this pasuk, which is from Tehillim, chapter 51, pasuk 17, that it should be said prior to Shemona Esrei, is first recorded in the Gemara and Brachas, page 4b and 9b, in the name of Rabbi Yochanan, and brought in the Shulchanaruchharav in chapter 111, halacha 1, that the recital of this verse before Shemona Esrei is a takanas chacham. It's an obligation that the sages instituted as an introductory verse towards Shemona Esrei, and therefore it's an absolute obligation to be said. What is the reason that the Chachamim established this pasuk as an obligation before Shemona Esrei? So Rabbeinu Yaina in Brachas 9b, brought in the Beis Yosef 111, writes the following: that this pasuk, obviously part of Tehillim, was said by David HaMelech, but it was said by David HaMelech as a supplication to Hashem that his prayers be accepted despite his sin that he did with Bathsheba. And writes Rabbeinu Yaina that this is connected with the next verse in Tehillim, which says, which means that Hashem does not accept a carbon. There is no carbon for a sin done b'mezid, done advertently. And being that David HaMelech sinned with Bathsheba b'mezid, advertently, and there is no carbon that he can bring to atone for his sin, he therefore supplicated to Hashem, Adono-y Sefasaiy Tiftach Lasecha. Please Hashem, accept my prayers, accept my prayer as a carbon, since I really can't bring a carbon for this Aveira. And so this pasuk represents, in the context that it was said by David HaMelech, as a prayer by sinners to Hashem, that Hashem nonetheless accept their tefillas, and that their tefillas should be accepted as an atonement for the Aveiras, for their sins, even the advertent sins, the b'mezid sins. So this pasuk is an introduction to our prayer of Shemona Esrei, that our Shemona Esrei should be effective, and we should be successful in saying with concentration and singing Hashem's praise. In Kabbalah we find the following reason recorded in Shara Kavanis Drushay Amida 1 of the Arizal, and there he states that, as we know, the different segments of prayer correspond to the different worlds, while the world of Bria corresponds to the saying of Birchas Kriyashma and Kriyashma, and the world of Atzilus corresponds to Shemona Esrei. How do we climb from Bria to Atzilus? It's a big jump. Many stories. This is done through the pasuk of Adono-y Sefasaiy Tiftach Lasecha, which corresponds to the level of Kodesh HaKadoshim of Bria, the highest level of Bria, and that's a stepping stool to then be able to go to Atzilus and Shemona Esrei. A general question that is asked regarding this takana of saying the pasuk before Shemona Esrei, which has various halachic ramifications, is, does this pasuk become actually part of Shemona Esrei due to the rabbinical institution, or is it not part of Shemona Esrei? It's just an individual verse that's said beforehand, and only when you say Baruch do you actually begin Shemona Esrei. So this question is actually addressed in the Gemara in Brachas, regarding, we know there's a halacha that you're not allowed to make an interval between Gal Yisrael of Shachris and also Ma'ariv, according to some, and Shemona Esrei, Saymich Geula L'Tfila. So how then can you say the pasuk of Adono-y Sefasaiy Tiftach in between? Answers Rabbi Yochanan, Kitfila Arichta Dami, it's considered an extension of Shemona Esrei, and so is recorded in the Shulchanaruchharav in chapter 111 of the Alter Rebbe and the Mechaber. Although it's generally forbidden to make an interval between Shachris prayer after Gal Yisrael and Shemona Esrei, it's permitted to recite the pasuk Adono-y Sefasaiy Tiftach before Shemona Esrei, because of that the sages, when they instituted it, they made it actually part of Shemona Esrei, and it's an extension of Shemona Esrei. According to this, we have the following halachic ramifications. Number one is that you should already take your 3 steps back and forwards and place your feet together before you begin saying the pasuk of Adono-y Sefasaiy Tiftach, and so writes the B'er Moshe in volume 5, Tshuva 50. Likewise, since it's considered part of Shemona Esrei, it's forbidden to make a hefsek for any purpose, including Kaddish or Kedusha, once you started saying the verse of Adono-y Sefasaiy Tiftach, just as it's forbidden to make a hefsek in middle of Shemona Esrei. And this doesn't just apply by Shachris when anyway you're after Gal Yisrael and you can't make a hefsek, but even before Musaf and Mincha. Once you started saying this verse, you already began Shemoneh Esrei for all purposes. So rules the Alter Rebbe in chapter 111. Halacha 1, based on the Magen Avram there, the Lechem Chamudis, on Brachas 53. The Mishnah Brura and other Paiskim. And as the Mishnah Brura points out, that this applies even regarding a Davar Shebekdusha, that even Kaddish and Kedusha and Baruch you may not answer at this point. Now, not everyone agrees to this. You do have Paiskim who rules, such as the Ben Ish Chai, the Makar Chayim, that you may answer for Kaddish, Kedusha, and Baruch and then re-begin the statement, the sentence of Adono-y Sefasaiy Tiftach. Nonetheless, the main ruling follows the Paiskim that we stated. Based on this, we can also understand that when the Chazan repeats Shemoneh Esrei aloud in his repetition, he must first say the verse of Adono-y Sefasaiy Tiftach, as this is part of Shemoneh Esrei. And so rules the Mechaber in chapter 111, Halacha 2, 123.6, the Alter Rebbe 111.3, based on the Trumas Hadeshin. Nonetheless, regarding whether it should be said out loud or quietly, there's a dispute according to the Magen Avram and the Alter Rebbe in the Shulchanaruch, based on Kisvei Arizal. It is to be said quietly, specifically quietly, not out loud. So the Chazan only begins from Baruch. However, according to the minhag of many Sfardim, as recorded in Kaf HaChaim 111.10, based on other sources in the Arizal, it should be said out loud, just like the rest of Shemoneh Esrei is said out loud by the Chazan. And practically, this is when many Sfardim follow, that they say it out loud, while Ashkenazim say it quietly. Other halachic questions relating to this, such as if you forgot to say it, are you Yetzer Shemoneh Esrei, or if you're repeating Shemoneh Esrei after making a mistake, do you have to repeat this pasuk? We will Emertz Hashem discuss in a further halacha.
Thank you for listening to Shulchanaruchharav.com. Our free services of making Torah knowledge available to the public depends on donors like you. Please help us continue our work through making even a small contribution at Shulchanaruchharav.com under the Daily Halacha Dedication section or in the subscription page. Also, check out our online courses and many Sefarim available for purchase that will both enhance your Torah knowledge and help support our work.